Hi everyone, we're going to get started real soon. So go ahead and grab your supplies. So grab a piece of paper. We're going to get started real soon. So go ahead and grab your supplies. So grab a piece of paper, grab a pencil, grab your Sharpie and your eraser. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to go grab that while I get my notebook ready for you. So I have my piece of paper. I'm going to be drawing on my notebook, so it's just easier for me to show you. So if you have your supplies ready, I had already drawn this. I'm just erasing that. Grab your pencil, and one of the key things is whenever you use a pencil to draw, you want to hold it as far as possible as you can. So holding it as far as you can, just kind of draw like a 4x4 square very lightly, holding your pencil as far as you can. And it doesn't have to be a perfect line. The best part about this is the imperfections. If you wanted to do it perfectly, then you would be doing it on a computer, right? So, but the key is that whatever lines you draw, they're really light. And after just drawing the border and the lines, we're going to put our pencils away. So you're committed to whatever you do. So what we're going to do, so let me show you what we're going to do. This is something that I'd like to do today with you guys. It's really simple, see? And you can do it in different variations. So this could be another one. And then if you like color, then you can color it. And so these are some of the examples of the stuff that we can go. So I'll take you through all of them, and then later on, on your own, you can experiment. So we'll put this to the side. And we'll just start out by making some squiggly lines with your pencil. So remember what I told you. So I'm going to do it with pen, so it's easy for you to see. Okay? But you do the squiggly lines with a pencil. So here's my line. And it doesn't matter how you do it. You draw however you feel that you want to draw. So these are the lines that I made. But you would have made them in pencil. Now, I'm going to take you back to kindergarten. Remember in kindergarten, everybody remember how to write a C? So you write a C like this. Now imagine if you inverted the C, then it would be like this, right? So today is your test of drawing inverted C. So C would be like this, but we're going to invert it to be like this, okay? So now starting out from the corners, so I'm going to start out with a complete circle. And then I'm just going to keep making those inverted C's and make them nice and deep. See how I'm making them deep? And then they don't have to be the same size. You can vary the thickness, whatever you fancy. This is all about you. And, you don't have those dark lines on the sides. So you can have, because you have pencil. And then I'm going to finish it and then come back over here. And then moving on to the second section. See how it's already looking so artistic? Now I'll tell you what. One of the tricks that I use when I draw is I take a breath in. So take a breath in. And then I hold my breath. And then holding my breath, I make my stroke. And then I exhale out. And then that allows me to control my stroke. But don't forget to breathe. make sure that you're breathing in and out. This is not about holding your breath. In fact, I tell you what, let's just take a few deep breaths in and out. So you can stop if you want and take a breath in and let it out. And another breath in and let it go. And continue. You know, the best part about this, what I found, is that it's so meditative. I don't know if you know, but my background is in art. So I went to art school. And I used to really enjoy painting at night. And it's so meditative. You know what makes doodling so meditative? It's the repetitiveness of the strokes and the action. If you notice, see, we're just repeating our actions. We're doing the same thing again and again. And that is very calming and relaxing. In fact, now they have something which is called art therapy. And that's getting more and more popular. And what people are finding is that, by doodling, it not only helps you relax, but it brings the mind into the present. I'll challenge you. If you're trying to think about something and draw, you're not going to be able to do it. So when you're not able to think about anything else, guess where your mind is? The mind is in the present. So while I was talking, I forgot. I kind of like to vary up my sizes. So you don't get carried away like me and forget. Vary up the sizes, make them thicker and thinner. So you just get to enjoy the different variations in your drawing. And as you continue to go, do you see? It's coming out pretty good. It's turning into something pretty spectacular, isn't it? Yeah. So, in my house, I keep a pen, a pencil, an eraser, and my drawing book on my dining table. So in between cooking or if I'm on calls, I just take a few minutes to doodle whenever I want. If you're one of those who needs to have everything put away, then this might be difficult for you. Me, I like to have all my supplies out. So whenever I feel like drawing, I can just sit down at the dining table and whip out a few doodles here and there whenever I feel ready. Me personally, I like things neat and clean and put away. But when it comes to drawing, the messier my table is, the more inspired I get. And talking about inspiration, what really inspires me when I'm doodling? It's music. So you can be playing some music that really inspires you. And something that I like to listen to is Pink Floyd. I don't know why, but I really feel good when I listen to Pink Floyd. Okay, so hopefully you have finished all the lines and all the pillars or whatever you call them that we made. And if you haven't, then you can leave it and you can work with me. So the first technique that I'm going to show you is we're just going to follow the lines and make lines. Okay? So you just continue to make lines. And my marker is very fat, so I'm going to go with a little thinner marker. And I'm going to fill it in. So mimic it. There you go. It's kind of getting in shape. You know, a few decades ago, I mean, not a few, couple decades ago, I started meditating. And one of the things I found that was very similar to painting is that meditation is very similar to painting. And I was wondering, why do I feel the same way? And then I realized we had talked about it. I was talking to you about it. That when you meditate, the mind comes into the present. And when you paint, the mind comes into the present because the mind goes blank and you're just focused on whatever you're doing. My lines are a little squiggly because I'm talking and drawing, but hopefully yours are not as squiggly as mine. So I'm going to show you different ways to fill in your circles or C's as we've made them. So one is just making lines, and see, you could continue, and this is how it would look if you just went with lines all over. I kind of like this. This kind of really makes, I like this. But if this is not your thing, but today we'll try different techniques. But this is one way you can go. And when you do the lines, make sure they're really nice and deep. The more round and deep you make them, the more depth comes in the circles. The other one that you can do is you can color every alternate one. So see how I'm doing it? So if this becomes your thing and you like to doodle, then you can invest, probably after the shelter in place is over, you can invest in different thicknesses of pens. And the pens that I really like to use are micron pens. They're museum quality and they don't bleed. And you can paint with them so it doesn't, again, bleed, you know, if you use watercolors on it. Or you can always use a Sharpie. Right now I'm using Sharpies. I'm using a fat Sharpie, so it allows me to color really fast. So this is one way to do it. And then another way you could do it is, I never talked about it. I didn't ask you to bring any colors, but I found these amazing pens. They're called Arteza. I can't remember the name. They're watercolor markers. They're called real brush pens, and these are watercolors. And instead of carrying watercolors around, you could just use these. And I haven't been able to use them, but because of the shelter in place, I've been experimenting and playing with them, and I've been having a really good time with them. But I'm sure you have markers, or if you have color pencils in the house, you could use that and color. In fact, you could color every pillar a different color. Did you see how my hand kind of slipped and it went over? And that's okay. That's what makes this so perfect. You know, whenever I see someone's drawing, I can tell a lot about their personality. Your personality kind of comes out in your drawing. Those who are very anal and like everything perfect, their drawings will reflect that perfection, and it's very difficult for them to put the pencil and eraser away. This is the time for you to let loose and let yourself go. So I want to show you, this is how these pens come, and then it comes with a water brush, and you can fill water in it, and then you can paint it, but you can also shade with it. So see, this is not the right paper for this, so I don't know if it's going to work, but yeah, this is not the right paper. But on watercolor paper, I would be able to blend this. And just to give you an idea, see, earlier I had made this, and this is what I used. I used these different colored water markers, and then I used my brush to blend over here, and so it kind of gives it some depth and some dimension. So it's really nice. I think you'll really enjoy it if you're a little artistic and you want to explore. They're not very expensive. They're called Arteza. I'll put it over here so you can get it. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, so I'm not promoting them, but I really enjoy it, so I just wanted to show it to you. So continuing, let's continue. So I'm going to go back to doing those lines. And see, when you don't talk, your lines are much smoother and cleaner. And I'm going really fast because I want to get through this. But you take your time and enjoy and relax. Have you put on some music? I hope you've put on some nice music that you really enjoy. For me, the best time to draw, when I like to draw, is when the whole world has gone to sleep. And, there's the stillness in the night. And then I can play my music really nice and loud. So the best time is when nobody's home. Everybody's gone off to college. My sons are in college and my husband is traveling. That is when I enjoy drawing the most. So continuing over here, and you kind of get my drift. Or I'm going to show you another way. What you could do is, let's use another color. I use red, so I'm going to use green. I like green. So, and these markers come in like different sizes, like I have a 24 pack, I think. But you can get any pack that you want. So I want to do some green. And I'm going to tell you what else. If you're not using a color, you just keep drawing the lines or coloring it whichever way you want. I'm just going to show you some different options. And you know what the best part is? You can go whichever way you want because it's yours. It's your creation. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some small lines going up. And then I'm going to get a dot on top of each one. You can combine everything or you can just do one technique. Whatever works for you. The possibilities over here are just simply endless. Same way in life. The possibilities that we have are simply endless. All we have to have is just clarity of mind. And how do you get clarity of mind? By being able to go inward every day. And that's why doodling is so important. It allows you to go inward. and just be with yourself. So there, that's done. I think it kind of looks cool. I think so. And then over here, you know what? Let's switch it up. Let's color it in. We'll color in a few. And then we'll make lines in a few. I'm going a little fast, so my lines are getting a little wonky. But you know, even if the lines are wonky, there's beauty in that. For me, the beauty is in not being perfect. So if you can hear all those thuds, those are my sons walking upstairs. For someone so thin and small, I can't understand how they would make so much noise. Okay, so there you have it. And then we have the last one. The last one, I am going to show you. We'll again go lines. And we'll go blank. There you have it. We're done. Now, if you look in between, we have spaces between our C's. Do you see that? You see these spaces? So go in and color them in. I'm just finding all the... So what this does, it allows the lines to pop. And you know what? You can turn your book or your paper as you want, as you're going along. That's the best part about having a piece of paper. And you see over here, I'm letting these round bumps stay over there. I want it to be like that. I don't want it to be finished. I like the imperfection. Even on the side, I don't want to finish it. I want it to be out a little bit. So now that this is done, we're nearly towards the end of our little doodle thing. Now, get your pencil, and you're going to hold your pencil, and on one side, we're going to color, and then also along the bottom. So we're going to create some depth. Now, you don't have to do this. I like to do it once in a while. It's your choice. Okay? Okay, now to blend it, then you can use your finger, or I have something which is called a blending stump. So I'm using a blending stump. You could also use a earbud and see how I blend it. And it gives the feeling of depth, right? Like over here, I want to go darker. So I'm just going to go back more. And then do that. So same way over here. I hope you can see it. So don't make it very dark. And see how I'm holding the pencil at an angle, and I use the side of the point, the lead. And then when I go, I take it around. So blend it there, and then take it. Blend it sideways. You want to take it round like this. So it gives the feeling of rounding and depth. Around. So be gentle with your pencil and don't press down too hard, otherwise it'll get difficult. But that's how you continue. You don't have to do it for all. You know what? I'm not going to do it for all. I'm just going to come back and do it for this one. See, I'm kind of nearly done with my... And then, if you have like a Q-tip, you see the carbon kind of stays there. You can just go back and I can just take it, and when the shelter in place is over, you can invest in a blending stump. It's very inexpensive. Michaels or anyone would have that, and I think you'd enjoy. I think I'm going to do this one too. So I hope it's been easy for you to follow. And I would love, if you are watching this and doing this live with me, please leave me some comments. And I want you to post the picture that you made, the doodle that you made with me, so that I can also get to enjoy your beautiful artwork and feel good that I helped you make something. So please post your artwork in the comment section. I would really love that. Love to see that. You can also shade with just a pencil like how I am doing, but you need a little bit of an experienced hand to do that. When I was in art school, we didn't have any blending stumps. In fact, I didn't even know what it was until I came to the United States. So I just learned to blend with the pencil, which is what I'm doing and I'm showing you. So you start out with darker, but always a very light hand. If you're light with your hand, then you can make it darker. But if you've gone really dark, then you can't go light, right? So see how I'm going back and I'm going darker. And that's about... And then if you want, you can use circular strokes. See how my pencil is circular. And that's it. My picture is done. So, the most important thing now, you need to sign it. So you can write your name or you can write your initials, whatever you feel like. I always have to do things differently and out of the box. So I like to sign my picture sideways. So that's my artistic signature. It's half Hindi and half English. And there you go, all done. So let me show you again the different examples of what you could be doing. And this is what we did. I hope you enjoyed being with me today. I certainly enjoyed being with you. And I'm kind of inspired to doodle more often. So I hope to do this more often with you in cyberspace. So enjoy, keep doodling, and stay relaxed, because doodling definitely makes you relaxed. So long.